Ducks and Kango, go Mango, door knocker, I'm a showstopper. It's Diva Diva, y'all. That's right.
One thing I said at the end of Desperators and Blues, which came out in '88, was that hip-hop was reviving some of the elements of what had been good about soul and R&B, both in terms of the music and also in terms of community and how it was a very organic kind of experience. Now you could probably make the same argument that hip-hop in a lot of ways has become the thing that it was created to overthrow. I mean, the way that you look at the photo spreads, I remember when we were kids, the thing was to watch Ebony magazine, and there's always a photo spread of like Isaac Hayes' house or Barry White's house, you know. They have the cool, they have the pool, they have the big car, and they have this, and they have the really garish marbles stuff everywhere. Yo, that looks like any rapper's house right now. Hip-hop was rebel music. It was rebel music. It was like attacking the institutions in a different way, sometimes not directly, explicitly politically, but sexually, just by your existence of expressing the point of view of a poor black person. That was already, there was no other place expressing that. Now everyone is rich, or they aspire to be rich. Who represents that point of view? Like, I'm poor, and I'm telling you about the experience of being poor, not as a drug dealer, but just as a person going through this. It's lost the connection to, I think that's one of the things that's wrong with it, and why people feel disconnected on some level to what's going on, is that people are poor.
And that is a fact, yes. People are poor. Everybody's frustrated. Did you see hip-hop coming? Like, when it happened, did you see it, like, developing? And if so, like right now, do you see anything coming through the pipeline? Do you see anything bubbling?
I like this Afro-punk stuff. I like a lot of bands. I'm a big fan. TV and the Radio is my favorite band right now. I like Apollo Heights. I like Jay Davy. Yeah. And what's good about that, and why it has a chance to be bigger than just records, is that it seems to be a lifestyle thing. It's a way of dressing. It's a way and what hip-hop always had in its favor was it had language, it had style, it had a lot of different elements. So it was a wide-ranging thing. It wasn't just making records. You can't rebel against. Being hip-hop is not rebellious. You're not rebelling against any. No. But if you're Afro-punk, if you're into that whole thing, if you're a black skateboard kid, people still look at you like, what are you doing?
It's true.
And that's part of why it's attractive. The fact is that people turn their head. I think the Afro-punk thing has potential to be a movement that has legs and that attracts people and grows.
So go out and purchase the book and, you know, read. Let's talk about how small the freaking world is. So, I'm here all the way in Berlin, right? Mind you, I found myself at a Jamaican restaurant in Berlin where they're playing Jay-Z. Of course, it makes perfect sense. So, I'm sitting there with my host, and this chick comes in and sits with us, and she's like, real chill, you know, just hi, and doesn't say much. So, like, about 15 minutes in, she's like, do you remember the person who had Twittered that they were going to meet you in Berlin and you retweeted it? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that's me. So, okay, Twitter, like, this is out of hand. I'm all the way in freaking Berlin, and this person is sitting here who is one of my Twitter people. Then turns out she's like a huge Diva Speak TV fan, and even like knows like quotes from Diva Speak TV, like from our Christmas episode, etc., etc., etc. Christmas time, Christmas time. So I'm like, okay, this is already weird enough. As if it can't get any crazier, why does she also know my entire band from poetry? Why? Because they're the band for NERD now. So all I'm saying is that, you know, you can go across the world or you can go a block from home, but it is a small-ass world. And I ended up meeting Miss La, who is the best Berlin tour guide ever. That's Mick Boogie's cat, Young Ho. Hola, Jovito. What's poppin'? Look at us. Look at us, me and Mick Boogie just lamping in Brooklyn. Look at this. Just look at the terrain. Just greenery. You know why it's green? Because he's getting green. How is everything?
Not very green.
you moved from Cleveland to Brooklyn. What is the biggest difference as a DJ living in Brooklyn than Cleveland?
Rent. This is like the biggest city in the world. It's the city where you can walk down the street and meet somebody that can change the next 6 months of your life without even trying. You know what I mean? It really does happen. Like, I was really shocked about that. Like, people say, like, oh, you can move to New York and anything can happen, and it really can. Like, the amount of stuff you can get done in a day here is ridiculous. Like, if you try. Like, the one thing, like, people who don't enjoy living here and don't get it, like, it's their fault.
A lot of people will say that, you know, the DJ is not really necessary anymore because we have the internet and whatnot, you know, and people can't really put out mixtapes like that. But you're still putting out mixtapes, and I feel like from when we worked together in '06 to now, you really branded yourself. How do you manage to stay relevant?
I just try to do, like, creative stuff. Like, I don't really look at them as mixtapes anymore in so many different ways because A, they're not on tapes, and B, they're not mixed. So, like, they're really just like mini albums, which sounds kind of cliche, but, like, if you look at the projects that I'm doing and a lot of other DJs are doing, like, that's really what they are. Like,
where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I mean, I'm starting to move more into production now. I'm working with a lot of producers, doing some stuff on my own as well. So that's definitely something over the next 1 to 2 to 3 years I'm really going to be focusing on more. Also, like, I don't see the DJing aspect really stopping. I feel like I'm not even near my peak of that yet. I'm kind of moving, kind of like a two-pronged career. I have, like, the creative, formerly mixtape guy, but then, like, the high-end traveling kind of celebrity DJ route, and they're kind of, they don't really converge, but they don't really hurt each other either. So I kind of like being able to do both, and it's kind of fun.
I would say that you're like one of the nice guys in the business. What would be your advice? Is being a nice guy helped you, or do you think it's made people try and step over you?
Both. Probably about 50-50. Like, I'm by default like a nice person. I'm learning to kind of be more of a dickhead because you have to be in certain situations, but I don't prefer to be that way. At the same time, you know, there are times where people will step over you and you have to kind of like, but it is what it is.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mick Boogie. You know, I'm a fan.
Things I learned this week, yeah. 1, you see, if you're going to cheat on your wife, you really should be careful who you choose. Steve McNair took a mean L. Rest in peace, Holmes. 2, Berlin is a wild place. This is the only place I've ever been in my life where people smoke so much that they make Truth.com commercials look absolutely pointless. And you can find a park with a flea market, a karaoke, and a house dance party in the middle of the grass. 3, MJ's tribute was so perfect. What a great send-off for an ill artist. It's another week in Amandaland. It's Diva, y'all.
Wanna be fly for the summertime? Get yourself a Spectrum hand-painted bag painted by yours truly. My new bag line on karmaloop.com. Yes, I have created 5 exclusive styles and painted only 6 of each. So there ain't going to be a whole bunch of folks running around with these joints, but you can be one of them. Go to karmaloop.com today and check out Spectrum by Amanda Diva. Shucks and Kango, go Mango,